Welcome to Team Call Night, guys. I know it's kind of weird that it feels like it's a Sunday on a Monday, so thank you for being here. I wanted to just keep everybody's schedule the same, so I think more people will be catching the recording as the holiday weekend, but that's okay. That's why we record, right? So I was going to say something. Oh, housekeeping. It's kind of come up in a couple of different groups that I'm in that obviously a lot of you guys are using like apps for Instagram, like STEM Social and stuff, which I use too. So that's great. Just make sure that you're never targeting other coaches to find your people, because it's just bad news for everybody involved, because when you're just going to pull in more coaches, which everyone complains to me about, they're like, it's Instagram saturated. No, it's not saturated. You just have to definitely not target coaches, and then they're not going to be your people if you're targeting other coaches, and that's not leading your business with integrity. So I just want to throw that out there. I don't think anybody's doing that on this team, but I just makes me feel better. It's my job as a leader to make sure that check that box. So our raffle tonight for everyone that hopped on live will be in the raffle for our PD giveaway tonight for Team Call is going to be Mastering Your Mean Girl, unless you've already read that book, and then you can tell me if you win, and then it'll be something else. So anyways, let's get on to the good stuff here. So I'm so excited that we have Ashley on our Team Call tonight, and you seriously have to, when you start talking, tell me how to pronounce your last name, because I try different every time, but it's not going to be your last name that much longer. So I feel
it's Feldeisen.
So she doesn't need an introduction with you guys. Ashley is absolutely amazing. And tell me if this is different now since the last time we talked. It's so funny, like a little tangent from me is when people ask for my accolades, and it's so weird to give them. I don't know. It just feels weird because the accolades that we get, usually none of us do them for the accolades. I love recognition, but I don't do it for the accolades. So anyway, so just tell me if anything has changed, because it very well could have, but I know things that haven't. Ashley is a retired first grade teacher. She's currently number 19 in the network, which is absolutely amazing. And she has another PS coach that is already locked in elite. Ashley is locked in elite. She's a 2018 premier coach, which means she's growing. 7-star diamond, 11-star qualifying, right? Is that still true?
9-star diamond.
9. I can't hear you. Wait, it's because my volume is off.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm 9-star now.
Woo! 9-star. Look at her. And a 6-figure earner. And this wasn't the case before when we talked, but Ashley's newly engaged, and she's building a house, selling her house. How many of you guys hear people that's their excuse why they can't start something is, I'm moving. I'm like, that just makes me think of Ashley, and I'm like, oh my God, everybody moves. But anyway, so I'm so excited that Ashley took time out of her super busy schedule. Oh, and she's got 2 adorable dogs. Couldn't leave them out. And for her to talk to us about recruiting, because she obviously knows what she's doing, being ranked 19 in the company and having just a really exploding Team Elevate is rocking it. They obviously always have been, but especially this year. So thank you for coming to hang out with us tonight.
Yeah, you're so welcome. So in true teacher fashion, I'm going to share my screen if that's cool with you.
Yep. Take it away, girl.
Can you see it?
Yep.
All right, so we are talking about recruiting tonight. I kind of made it the title, How to Make It Feel Organic. And so going to my next slide, my favorite Rachel Hollis quote is, other people's opinion of me are none of my business. Other people's opinions of me are none of my business. And for the majority of my business, I'm going to talk a little bit about who I am, my story leading into, the type of coach I've become today. But the biggest transition in my business from 2016 to 2017, where 2017 was my big explosive year, was that 2016 I was trying to attract any warm body by literally just trying to please people. I was looking for every type of person, and I wanted to just relate to everybody. I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted, I can make up a story and pretend it wasn't even me just so that I could get somebody to say yes, right? And it was just such a tough time in my business because I was attracting these people in, and I couldn't relate to them. I couldn't build relationships with them, and they were out the door the next day. And so this quote like has always hit home for me. And I hear it consistently over time, and it's always just continued to, hit the nail on the head for me. A little bit about me. I am 26 years old. I just turned 26 a couple weeks ago. I started this business when I was 22. I've been in business for 3.5 years. I started this business when I was 22. I was a full-time first grade teacher in my first year teaching. I was also going to grad school 3 nights a week to be a reading specialist, and I was living in my boyfriend's parents' basement. So I was like overloaded. My life was just like on overdrive. I was consistently pouring into my education. I was pouring into this new career that I thought my entire life was going to be like it for me. I wanted to be a teacher through and through, guys. Like I was a poster child for like wanting, like knowing what my career was going to be. And so I never changed my mind growing up. I went through high school wanting to be a teacher. I went through my undergrad wanting to be a teacher. I graduated. I moved in with Tyler's parents the day after graduation in May of 2014, fell right into a teaching position. I got there. I had cockroaches in my classroom. I was surrounded by other women who were so burnt out and just proved to me who I didn't want to become, like what I did not want this career to do to me. And so I wasn't looking for another career. I wasn't looking for an additional income. I wasn't looking for financial freedom. Like I was 21 years old, like making, building my retirement. Like it was cool to me at the time. I wasn't looking for anything extra. But what I needed was support. I needed to know that I wasn't the only person struggling. I needed to know that there were other people in the world who have done what I needed to accomplish. And so I was on social media one night and I was scrolling and I saw one of my childhood friends, and she had a before and after photo. And it was a before and after photo kind of like this. Not really like this. It was more so she had her shirt off. And it was a 42-day before and after photo. And I remember looking over at Ty and being like, she looks like me on the left and I want to look like her on the right. And I remember just thinking about how proud she was when I was having this conversation with her. And so I got started with her. And because of that photo, because of that before and after photo, she allowed her story to speak to me. Caitlin that night showed me that through her busy schedule, she was a corporate employee. She had just started in the corporate world. She was capable of something that I was capable of. She showed me that what I was truly capable of in my busy schedule. And so when I was presented with the coaching opportunity, it was a no-brainer. It was like, if Caitlin can, I can. And so every time I think back, every time I think about recruiting, I always think back to that. Caitlin just set realistic expectations for me, and that was it. She didn't care if she made me happy. She didn't care about the other naysayers who thought that she didn't have a perfect body and she shouldn't be on Instagram. She didn't care. She knew that other people did not matter to her. Their opinions weren't any of her business. And so for me, that was so attractive. And so going through this business, that has always been like in the back of my mind, because Caitlin did, she showed me what I was capable of. And every single day, that's what I pour into social media, is to just truly connect with people on such a different level. And so I personally do not lead with the coaching opportunity, because that's not how I was led. I was led because somebody showed me what they were capable of through their journey. Caitlin showed me that. And so for me, I just speak on Instagram. I recruit on Instagram by basically pouring into the other women who just need support like I did, need the accountability like I did, need just basically a cheerleader saying, this is how you eat. This is when you eat it. Here's a workout program. I'm going to be your cheerleader. I'm going to root you on. And so for me, that is how I lead. I lead exactly the way that I came into this business. And I can tell you right now that I've attracted more Ashleys because of that. And so I want you guys to kind of just think about, and maybe take 30 seconds to go back and really reflect on what it is that got you started in this business. Did you lead with the business opportunity? And that's totally cool, because guess what? If that's how you're attracted to this business, then people that you can relate to are more than likely attracted to the business like that. And so for me, I needed to lose weight. And so I attract women who need to lose weight. And so just really sit back and ask yourself what it is that got me started, what it is that keeps me going, and where am I continuing to grow each and every single day, because those 3 things are what you need to pour into your social media every single day. So today I am, like I said, 26 years old. I retired 13 months into my business. I decided, and it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't like, woo, I'm making all this money. It was like, okay, we're going to have to pinch some pennies to make this happen. And we did. And we made it work. Team Elevate has grown from just this time last year, I was a diamond coach. I was in and out of diamond coach this time last year. I made premier by the skin of my teeth last year. And in 2018, I decided I either had to shit or get off the pot. It was either I have to go all in or I have to go back and get a job. And for me, I didn't give myself another choice. I said, I have to get some skin in the game. I have to pour into this. And all of a sudden, instead of me continuing to work on myself, I decided to continue working on myself, to spend that extra time really reaching down and helping my leaders fall in love with the business the way I had. And so I asked for any of you leaders on the call, this will help you. Any of you new coaches on the call, this will be something you can look forward to. But I asked my corporate rep last year when I was going for bigger things. I said, I need to make 6 figures. Like, I have big dreams. I want to make this happen. And I said to him, what is the one piece of advice you can give me? Like, what are the top coaches doing in the network to build incredible teams? And at this time, I had like maybe 70 girls on my team this time last year, and now we're pushing almost 700. And I said to him, like, what are those girls doing, those leaders doing? And he said, they are speaking to every single type of person. The top coaches in the network, they know how to teach every type of person. They know how to teach the circles and the squares and the yellows and the reds and the aliens, right? They know how to teach every single type of person. And that was one of the best pieces of advice I had ever gotten, because it allowed me to really sit back and analyze my teaching methods and then help me personalize every single type of person and really give them my undivided attention. And that's how I've created, we have over 23 diamonds on Team Elevate now in 1 year. And so it's a really cool feeling to just have completely exploded in 1 year. And it all has to do with you sharing your story and just continuing to share it every single freaking day. Okay, so let's go into the 5 steps to no BS recruitment. So there are a lot of guys, there are so many different ways to recruit. I'm going to give you my ways that I recruit. You know, I don't recruit like other coaches. Other coaches don't recruit like, you know, another coach, but this is just my 5 pieces of advice. If you're already doing something that works, don't think you have to change everything. But if you're doing some things that need tweaking, then just tweak it a little bit, okay? I am consistently somebody that will get on a call and I will want to like change everything. And I have to remind myself, Ashley, what you're doing isn't broken. Just tweak little bits to make it work for you. And so my 5-step system, number 1, you have to know what you love about the business and what landed you where you are. And so this is what I just talked about a second ago. I cannot press enough that you guys are not Beachbody. We are not Beachbody. We do not hide behind the brand of Beachbody. We are not selling Beachbody like product. Yeah, of course, you know, we sell Beachbody products, but that's not what we do for a living. What we do for a living is we brand ourselves as a human being, and we use Beachbody as the platform to get incredible results and help other people get incredible results, right? And so you have to remind yourself what it is that got you started. It wasn't that you saw a really cool like infomercial, right? It wasn't that you really thought the color-coded containers were like so pretty and you needed to have them in your kitchen, right? That's Beachbody. You probably connected with your coach. You had a connection with the person who poured her story into you or his story into you, right? And so I always go back to Caitlin, my coach, 3 years ago, how she shared her story with me. And so I want to take 30 seconds in the chat. I love interactive calls. I want to read your guys' how you got started as a coach. Tell me what it is, like what person signed you up, why did you sign up, what type of level, or you know, what was the reasoning behind why you signed up to be a coach? Want to be a fit mama like Rachel. Rachel's not happy all the time, right? Okay, keep them coming. Nice. Rachel had abs and I wanted them. I want them too. I love it. Okay, so clearly there's a trend here. Rachel has energy, that everybody craves to have, right? She has abs, hell yeah, that every mom craves to have, right? But guess what? Guess what the coolest thing is? And maybe Rachel's not your coach, right? Gina is your coach, right? So maybe the idea is that she's showing up as a busy mom. She was a busy teacher, as a wife, but still showed you guys what you were capable of through her story, right? Because she did, you were reminded what you were capable of through her story. And so you understanding why it is that you what it is that got you started, and doing this exercise with your coaches consistently is going to remind them of what their voice is on social media. My voice on social media is exactly what I needed as a brand new coach, exactly what I needed as a struggling 21-year-old teacher and grad student. I'm consistently talking about those things because that's the girl I'm honing in on, okay? So reflect tomorrow. Reflect the next day, because you are never going to stop evolving in this business. And if you continue to pour your story on social media and attract those people, you are going to continue recruiting rock star leaders just like you. And you're going to recruit some losers along the way too. It's just going to happen, but you're going to find those rock stars. So second thing is speak that into the lives of people going through it with you. And I just talked about this a little bit, but go to your Instagram. How often do you see that you're actually a coach? And you don't have to say, I'm a Beachbody coach and scream it from the rooftops, but how often do people see your passion for your business? So often I go to like coaches' profiles and it's just all of them sweating, which is really cool. And that's a part of this business, but it's so much more than a fitness program. It's the financial aspect. It's the mental health, the emotional health, the relationships, it's the freedom, it's the vacations, it's the all of these things, all of these endless things that it is. But because we hide behind the brand of Beachbody, we allow that fitness thing to take the front seat, which it should be a part of your life. The health the fitness and nutrition should definitely be a main part of your social media. Make sure you're talking about coaching on a different level, where you might have Sally who needs to get fit and healthy and wants abs. You might have Sue here who needs to put her kid through daycare and can't afford it. Or you might have Sam down the road who just needs a damn outlet from her teaching career or from her nursing career or something, right? So you have to talk about every aspect in your life that has been changed, and not just one singular piece of your life that has been changed. Fitness is an easy one to talk about. It is, right? It's something that we do each day, but it's the deep stuff that really helps people attract and see themselves through your story. So number 3 is develop a safe place to help them understand more. So something I've done in the past, so I consistently run coach sneak peeks. I pair up with new coaches every month and run a coach sneak peek, usually with top coaches in the network. We'll pair up and run one, which are really fun. I love doing that. So pair up with somebody who inspires you. Pair up with somebody in the network who just lights your fire, and don't be afraid to reach out to them. Don't be afraid to, if you find another coach at your level, if you're a diamond coach, find another diamond coach who just inspires you like crazy. Team up. They don't have to be on your team, and run a coach sneak peek together. Guys, coach sneak peeks are where I pull all of my coaches from. I don't recruit to the coaching opportunity. I recruit to my boot camps, and then I recruit my coaches out of my boot camps. And so I get the best coaches out of there. Yes, there's still a pour over of people from my Instagram that start at the same time when I'm hosting a coach sneak peek. But more than anything, I develop such great leaders out of my coach sneak peeks, and I'm gonna walk you through all of them in a second. You can also do an info hour. IGTV is absolutely incredible, guys, and you can record it and post it. If you want to tell your girls that your Instagram that do we have any guys on the team? I usually don't recruit guys, so okay. If you want to tell your girls that you are going to do a 10-minute coach info hour and you're going to post it at 8 p.m. tonight, and you can say drop your email if you want me to send you the IGTV. You can have it on your IG. You can make an IGTV of it and share your story a little bit. Share what coaching has done for you a little bit. Share about, you could go into just all these little things of coaching. Maybe not talk about how much money you make on IGTV, but it can be a little tiny 10-minute info hour. You could put it up for 24 hours and you could take it down. Or you could do a email campaign You could, have people sign up with their email, and then like for 5 days, send them a different video, something like that. Just think of a safe place to get people that want to know more information about this coaching opportunity. And so I'm going to walk you through the way I run my Coach Sneak Peeks in a second. And I have had incredible success with them, and I always get my coaches to pair up and run them the same way. The fourth thing is create content that they cannot say no to. If you have the confidence, if you have the poise, the passion, guys, people can't say no to that. People cannot say no to people who are truly happy and who believe so much in what they do. And if you pair up with another coach who feels that way, they're not going to just see you with that passion. They're going to see Sally with this passion. And maybe you're going to pair up with a third person, and they're going to see Sue with that same passion. They're like, these girls, they all come from different corners of life. They all are in different, seasons of their life, but they all care about people. They all care about this opportunity. And that's what happened in my last one. I ran it with Moira and Kate Morgan, one of my coaches. And we, all of us were so different in where we are in life, but all of the girls were like, you guys are just so passionate. Of course I have to sign up for that. And so when you get people in one area where you just share passion like wildfire, people can't say no to that. And the last thing is relate. People are going to give you objections over and over and over again. People are going to tell you they're moving, they're too busy. Me too, girl. I know that feeling. I'm in the middle of a move right now. Or if somebody says, I just started a career, I always say, girlfriend, I started my career while going to grad school and growing a business at the same time, while sharing a kitchen, a bathroom, and a life with Tyler's parents. I know busy. And I always just relate, but in a funny way. Get on your Instagram story and be like, girlfriend, I know the feeling. I remember 3 years ago when I was starting a career, it was dreadful. But the one thing you can't forget about in the midst of a storm, whatever storm comes your way, you can't forget about you, because at the end of the day, what are you doing it for if you're forgetting about yourself? And so if you're consistently just relating, how are people going to say no to you? And even if they say no this month, if you're going to just publicly squash that objection on social media over and over and over again, people aren't going to give you those objections anymore. There's going to come a time where you're just consistently pouring and you're being this light on your social media that people are just going to want to gravitate towards you. But you just have to keep relating, keep showing up, wash, rinse, and repeat every single day. And so those are my 5 things. I'm going to kind of break them down a little bit more. So I am not a coach to be coaching changed my life. Because of Beachbody coaching, I have built a 6-figure income, and I am, building my dream house and this, that, and that. I would rather create curiosity. And so throughout my posts, I usually have medium length posts of witty stuff. I usually don't share big chunks of my story. Instead, I sit back, I think about what part of my story I want to share, and then I transition it into something that I think the 25, 26-year-olds in the world would want to hear. And so here are just 4 different type of coaching breadcrumb posts that I've done in the last couple weeks. One of them is, as soon as I fell in love with the hustle started falling in love with me. And honestly, this is just a couple weeks ago. This is the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. And I feel because, and I always tell my girls this, as soon as you fall in love with the hustle, as soon as you actually understand that you are growing a business and it's going to be hard, but you got to love it. You've got to love the fact that you are powerful. You are in control. You are growing a mother effing business, guys. How many people can say that? Just being able to build my house and know that we are able to, because of the hustle that I was willing to pour in on at 8:30 on Labor Day night, right? Because you are powerful. And then at the bottom, I said, did you miss out on my coach mentorship this month? Click the link in my bio and let's see if it's for you. And so that's another thing. Always have a landing page for them. So if you go into my, I'm sure a lot of you guys do, but if you go into my profile, I have a link tree and they can just click coach mentorship. Another one is, I just said, you can sit with us. Just a post of me and my coaches. These are a couple of my diamonds at Summit. No PTO, no sub plans, no how are my students today. 2 weeks vacation with my business in my hand while I spent time with my family and even got engaged. Sorry in advance that you're going to be hearing that E word a lot. I can't believe you haven't joined me and started your side hustle yet. Need to learn more first, click the link in my bio. Again, I just bring them over to my bio. And I do that twice a week. I do a coaching call to action twice a week. And what I do is in my bio, it brings them to, I'm going to stop the share, and I'm going to share my whole screen. Sorry, you're going to see me and Tyler. So it brings them to like a landing page like this where they can drop their email, and then so they don't drop their email here, they like fill out like their email, it brings them here, and then I just send them an email. So that's like if I'm not running a coach sneak peek. Now you guys can develop whatever type of system you want. This is just what works for me because I like doing everything over email. If you have them just go right into your coach sneak peek, or if you want to have them like go straight into like a form and fill it out, totally easy, totally up to you, but just have somewhere for them to funnel to so that you stay organized. And I'm going to talk about organization in a second. Oh no, where did this go? Oh, there it is. Can you guys see that? Yeah, okay. So I always do the 2 call to actions a week, and this is another one. I haven't stopped seeing Katy Perry since it got here. Thankfully, I started my health journey, shared it on social media. The Finished Life of Kate saw my before and after, decided she would change her life too. We became best friends, and now I'm celebrating her getting married. So one of my coaches, she's a 5-star diamond in the network, 6-star actually now, but she followed me on social media like a year ago, and I was flying out to California to be in her wedding. Her wedding's in a couple weeks, but just like such a cool like part of my life I get to share with people because of this opportunity. Don't hold back those things. Who cares about what other people think? They're going to filter themselves out. Their opinion is none of your business. Focus on you. Focus on the things that you love about your life and help other people see what they're truly capable of through your story. Okay, so this is my coach sneak peek. This is the kind of like the schedule that I always host it with. No matter who I'm hosting it with, I always run it in this schedule. And so I have day 1, 2, and 3. Sometimes it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday has been working a lot better for us because Friday's payday. So Friday, we open registration on Friday, and everybody can order because they just got paid, right? They're excited about it. They don't have to wait 3 days and then the excitement's gone. It's so much better. So we do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And so I ran it with 4 girls this week. And we had story 1, 2, and 3 go on Wednesday, like afternoon. And then Wednesday night we had what is this and who are we looking for? You guys can literally take a screenshot of this and just replicate it. This business is all about trial and error. Maybe this will work for you. Maybe this won't work for you. Maybe you're looking for a totally different way to run your coach sneak peeks. And I really urge you to try something. I have tried everything, and this is just what works for me. I will tell you right now, though, that you need to work on getting people in there. Like, if you have to have a monthly marketing plan. You have to know when you're going to start a coach sneak peek, and you have to be talking about it. So like, don't wake up on a Sunday morning and decide that tomorrow you're going to host a coach sneak peek. I would give yourself 7 days to talk about it. If you're going to run it on Wednesday, you should start talking about it the Wednesday before. Talk about it on Wednesday, and then talk about it on Friday, and then talk about it again on Sunday, and then again on Tuesday, so that the people who aren't looking on Instagram on Sunday, they're not going to see it. But if they do check it on Tuesday, then they're going to see it. And the more you talk about it, the more people are going to be like, the different ways you're going to talk about it, right? It might catch somebody on a different angle. And so I really urge you to do that. So we do 3 stories, and then at night we do a what is this and who are we looking for. So it just kind of like sets like the precedence of who we're looking for, and basically if you're not her, then you shouldn't be in this group. And so we want to attract hard workers. We want to attract people who are in this in the long run, who aren't looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, and who are focused on really honing in on their own fitness journey, focusing on themselves, and allowing everything else to fall into place. Day 2, so whoever talked about what is this and who you're looking for, their story will go the next day. And then we do like a live Zoom, and we just record it, and we did objections we all have. And so we all chose an objection that we have. We chose like, I don't want to be salesy. I'm not in perfect shape. I don't have the time. Was another one. What was the 4th one? I can't remember what the last one was, but just all of these consist, or the network's already so saturated. That was another one. I spit my lip. Ouch. So those are the 4 things that were consistent that we kind of just talked about for 20 minutes. We just recorded a Zoom of all of us talking about our objections. And we shared it with them. And so many women felt the exact same way that we felt. And so because we squashed those objections and talked them through it, and they watched that 20-minute video, it was just so cool. And that video alone was what most people signed up off of, because we showed them the way we struggled, the way our brains worked. And now we were exactly where they were however long ago before we signed up. And so just put them in your shoes, or put yourself in their shoes. And then that night, Tuesday night, we talk about the ins and outs of the numbers. So like how to, like the process of getting, like signing up is, the volume, or maybe not volume, but like income and stuff like that, all of the number stuff. And then Friday is like a what now? Okay, so you're ready. Like this is how you're going to get started. So Friday we basically did like a sign up, like now lock your spots in. We're only taking a limited amount of people. Drop your email and tag your coach if you're ready to get signed up. And then the next morning we opened registration. September 1st, we opened registration. So it was just exciting. It was just like a fun way to keep people on the edge of their seat and just like keep them engaged. It was really fun. So I can... If you want me to share that, I can, but I'll just move on. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is getting organized. I am a pen and paper person until I die, but I finally came around and said, Ashley, you've got to use Google Streak. You've just got to do it. Because I was letting people fall through the cracks. I was going to my Instagram and seeing that I wasn't answering messages, and I was such like a ditz. And ever since I started using Google Streak, my numbers have been higher. I've been more excited to work my business. I've been more excited to like follow up with people, just everything. I have just been more excited because I have one spot for everything. And so I will show you the way that I organize my Google Streak. I can tell you right now that you do not need to make it complex. Guys, I have a one-track mind. Yes, I was a teacher. I did not get good grades at all. I'm like surprised I'm successful in this business because literally I have a one-track mind. But you do what works for you. And so this is what makes it so freaking simple for me. I do organization. I just label organization, and then I just kind of like take them through the different pipelines. And so I send invites on Instagram. I'm a heavy inviter. I will send an invite on Instagram, and I do not put them in my streak yet. Okay, I put them in my streak once they respond to my message, like if they're interested. Now, if they're interested, I put them into my answered messages and filled out form, or if they filled out my form. Then if we talked price, I move them down to talk price. If I sent them a link, I move them down. And then if they order, they move down to coach challenger or coach sign up. Okay, I keep it so simple. But ever since I started doing this, it has been the best thing ever. I just started a couple weeks ago. That's why I have like hardly any people in here. But a breeze. So I urge you to get organized. I urge you to find something that works for you. You can be pen and paper, but make sure your pen and paper is super organized, because I was losing so many people. I was like losing journals, or I was like leaving them in hotels and I couldn't find them, and I literally left one. I left my journal in the Summit Hotel with like all my names in it, and it was terrible, and I didn't get it back. I didn't even call. I was just pissed. And so that was kind of the breaking point of when I was like, I need to do something else. Like I cannot do pen and paper forever. Also, when I'm on an airplane, like I live the majority of my life in an airport, so like I don't want to consistently be opening that in an airplane. I want to have it all on my computer. So get organized. Find a foolproof system to track, organize, and follow up with the people who are engaging in your life. Okay, so if we want to open it up for questions, we totally can.
Okay, I'm going to facilitate questions because then I get to selfishly start with my own. And you usually just crack me up. And I know we've already said this, but we're so similar in our business. And that just like makes me love you even more. And yeah, I had like a thought and it goes away. That will happen when you have children. Like you just like, you really have a great thought and it really just goes away. Like I'm actually a smart person. Okay. Anyways, how often do you run your sneak peeks? First of all, thank you. That was amazing. My phone, people always text me and say thank you for getting awesome guest speakers. My phone is blowing up with people like texting me like how you've changed their life already. So thank you. And now on to my question is, how often do you run your coach sneak peeks?
Once a month.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Once a month, and just make it kick ass. Like I just like pour into it. I think if I ran it more, like it's tiring. Like running a coach sneak peek is tiring. So like set yourself up for it, get yourself ready, plan your posts and stuff like that. But once a month.
Awesome. Okay, we have lots of questions about Streak because, you know, like you teach me, like I still use Teamsy, but like so much of Streak has been like coming up. So, and this is what I was going to say is because your notebooks made me think of Amy Rana said this at Summit, that just when you're having, and if you're inviting as many people as you are, like whatever system you're doing it on pen and paper, it gets out of hand about 500 times faster than a system that is made to keep up with that. So anybody, yeah, like I'm all about like just a system. So how long, because I remember Streak kind of like was popular when I started coaching and it was like hella confusing. Did you feel like it was confusing? Did it take you a long time to set up?
Yeah. So I like started it last year and I was just like impatient. I didn't understand it. And for me, it was like, okay, what do I do on pen and paper already? So what I did on pen and paper before using Streak was I would have a basic notebook and I would hot dog style fold it and I would do 30 on one side, 30 on the other side. So I would invite 60 people 4 days a week. And so I would write down their handles every time I invited them. Now, when they responded to me, I would circle their name. If we talked price, I'd highlight their name. And if they ordered, I'd star their name. And so for me, I'm like, okay, what can I use? Like, that's what I do on pen and paper. What can I do to just move it over to Streak the same exact way? And so that's for me, like, it was just like my foolproof system. It was like exactly what I'm doing, but now it's just over here. And what I love about Streak, and I don't know if you can do this with Teamsy, but what I love about Streak is that like, if I have all the girls who I sent a link out to, all in one area, all I have to do is just highlight all their names and I can mail merge them. And so like today I sent out a list or a follow-up and I just said, hey girl, I'm getting all the other girls plugged in for our fall challenge and I totally just realized I hadn't heard back from you. Do you want me to resend you the link so you can get registered? And so I just send that to like 25 people who said they were going to join my fall boot camp but didn't. And so you have them all in one area. You have them all in one area who you tucked price and hated price. So then when a sale comes up or when you want to follow up for winter or when taxes come around, you have them all in one area to send them to. Also, for current challengers, having them all in one area, I do Sunday newsletters. And so I'll just like, so I have a food blog, I'll like send out one of my food blog recipes. I'll send like what's going on in my life and then just like, you know, engage with them, make sure they're doing well in the challenge group. It just allows it all one area and make it seamless.
I love it. And I love it. Yeah. That you can't do that in Teamsy. Like everything is individualized. So, I love this system. So does it tell you, another question is, does it tell you like who you need to, I don't think it does. It doesn't tell you like who you're supposed to follow up with. That's up to you with your pipelines.
Right.
Okay. And there, you guys, so many people are asking like how to set it up. There's so many YouTube videos. Like I know Brooke Lipoff made a video on how to set up Google Streak because she's actually up for canonization from Beachbody. Like she should be a Beachbody saint because she shares like to a T like what she does. So and it's free. I'll find the video and post it if you guys are interested. But my like caveat with that is if something is working for you, don't do what Ashley and I do and fix things that aren't broken. I do that constantly in my business and it's a huge waste of time and takes away from my paycheck 100%. But if you need a system, then I'm going to say you need to go all in. Don't half-ass it. Ashley's not half-assing Streak. You have to like be all in. And actually, you have to have their emails to do it, right? No?
In order to email them, yes. So only in order to email them. So like, I won't, if me and a girl, like if a girl answers me, I won't be like automatically send me your email.
Yeah.
Like if a girl answers me, I'll just put their Instagram handle on and then I know those are the people that I have to go and follow up with on their own. But whenever I send a link, I get their email, you know, whenever. And if somebody's like, yeah, like I want to join, but I need a couple more months, I always get their email and send them the link and put them in there just so that I continuously follow up with them.
Perfect.
But you have the ability to just put their Instagram handle in.
Perfect. I love that. That's perfect. Okay. Do you offer coaching to people if they're already doing Beachbody? Like, I'm assuming people who don't have coaches, like have already, you know, like love Old School Insanity.
Do I coach them?
Do you offer like straight up coaching to them?
Yeah. If they've already like, you know, already love Beachbody or like you want to try it again. I will definitely like talk about coaching. I'm just not a recruiter when I don't like invite to the coaching opportunity, I should say. Like I talk about the coaching opportunity and I push them toward my link to sign up for the coaching opportunity, but I don't lead with my invites. I always lead with a boot camp. But yeah, if somebody's already done a boot camp, if somebody's already like fallen in love with the Beachbody on its own, I will talk to them about the next step of coaching.
Love. Oh, they keep moving. Oh, okay, I have to reread that question. What are some of your best apps that you use for your photos and just for coaching in general, your fave apps?
I use Visco, and I always have my girls do this. Go to Pinterest, find a Visco recipe that you like an overlay that you like, and you can go to Visco. It's VSCO. You do, I think, have to pay for it, but it's like $4, and it's so worth it. And you can just like put in the recipe. So if you look at my profile, it's very warm. Like I have a lot of like warmer tones just because like that's what I like. I like rusticy. But like my coach Kate, she likes like more like dark, cooly like feels. And so hers is like grays and whites. Like whatever fits your personality. Or if you really like bright colors, you can find an overlay that has bright colors. But go to Pinterest and search VSCO recipes, and you'll find an endless list of different overlays that you can put on top of your photo, so you have that fluidity. So that's my favorite photo app, and that is the only photo app I use. I use iMovie to make any type of like movies on my Instagram stories. Other than that, I don't use any other apps. I use like Google Keep for all my scripts and stuff, and so that's another one I train my coaches on. But other than that, I don't really use any other apps.
Sweet. Are you bringing people on purely then as challengers, like your new clients, or do you offer the discount?
I never offer the discount, but I always have my girls offer the discount. So like my girls who are pushing for Diamond, I'll always have them lead with like they all share a card just as a discount coach initially. And then we have a script for that. So it's just like saying, hey, by the way, you're going to have like this title of discount coach. Don't worry, you're not coaching. It's just a way for you to get my discount, something like that. But then that way it just helps them, rank advance quicker. But for me, I personally don't lead with it.
Perfect. That's what I did. I led with a discount as I was starting and growing for like you said, like bodies to fill spots until you're like attracting and putting in the work for Coach Sneak Peeks, and then you don't need those spots anymore. I agree. I do the same thing. What other questions you guys have for Ashley? We have her like, I'll only keep her like 5 more minutes. So do your girl, so they just automatically send a share cart to their clients as coaches. So you're saying?
Yep. Do you want me to share? I can send it to Rachel, but I just have like a script that I have like all my girls, when sending a share card, they just like say it with this little blurb, and it just like helps your customers understand it. It's really well written. I can share that with you.
That would be amazing. I'm not a wordsmith, so conversation guides are life for my business because I
think I got it. I worked with Ashley Lachlan. We ran a group together, and she is like a wordsmith. She's the best. Yeah. I might have stole it from her.
Yeah, that's what we have to do in this business. Like, some things that is not your strength, like it's somebody else's strength in this business, and you just have to like make friends with people. Like that's an amazing thing about Beachbody, because not every MLM is like that, where people are willing to share.
I love about it. I love it.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Everyone's like, yes. And you got, just to like go off of that like makes sense, because when you're building from or to emerald to diamond, that emerald to diamond team cycle bonus makes a huge difference. And I'm not just like spewing this. You're like, Rachel, you don't even care. You're like ranked higher, but I stopped prioritizing Scott as a diamond and I let him fall to emerald for a long time, like over a year. And then I built him back to emerald and or back to diamond. And that's all I did. Like, he doesn't make commission in his business center. It's just team cycle bonus. And it goes up like I mean, that difference of $4, like, it's obviously simple multiplication, but it makes a huge difference. So no, you don't want to build your business for rank. You want to build for income, but at that point it's correlated. Like, emerald to diamond correlated.
Like, for even from diamond to 2-star guys, like that, if you want to build for income, like getting to 2-star is like where you need to be. I went from making in December, is it cool if I talk money?
Yes, please.
Okay. I went from making like $500 a week in December to automatically tripling my income, making 6 figures in January when I opened my second business center.
Because it legitimately doubles your income.
Mm-hmm. Very quick. If you're motivated by recognition or by income, you have to get to 2-star.
I remember somebody saying that to me and I didn't even know what CBC stood for. And I was like, okay, like, I guess I'll just like figure it out. And I agree. That's how you can become a 6-figure earner in this business by yourself if you get to 2-star. I mean, like, seriously, that's what I did. And then because I did the same thing. I led with the discount, built up so that I could get to 2-star. And now I don't have to do that anymore. And I would not go back and change it.
Right.
Okay. What other questions do you guys have? Like 2 more questions. 2 more minutes, I mean. Is your main focus Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
Has it always been that way?
No, I grew like primarily Facebook. For the first, I have like very old school coaches, so they like uplines, so they always like ran everything on Facebook. So I was primarily doing it on Facebook, but now it's like 99.999% on Instagram, but I will post everything I post on Instagram. I will post like my powerful ones over on Facebook to see if anybody will communicate with it. And sometimes they do, but morally, more times than not, it's Instagram.
Samesies. And social media has just changed, you guys, like, and it's our job. And I actually think that's a fun part of our job. I know other coaches don't feel this way, but I feel that keeps our business fresh and fun. It's never going to be boring and the same to me. 3 years ago when I started, Instagram it existed, but not for businesses. And so it's just cool. It's just like kind of fun to keep up with that. But you do then all of your groups on Facebook.
Yep.
Do you use some sort of like following thing for your Instagram?
I pay for Jumper Media. I love Jumper Media so much. It has totally grown my Instagram tremendously. Basically, it's so like essentially think Captivate, but it's an actual like human being. So I work with with a woman. Her name's Allie. She is going out and finding profiles for me, and she's like generating followers based on like my interests. So I've grown I started this year at 3,000 followers and just hit 10K in like the last 5-6 months. So I love it.
And they're like all your people.
What'd you say?
And they're like your people.
Yeah. Do you use Jumper Media?
No, I don't, but I've been hearing great things about Jumper Media.
I've been using it for quite a while now, for 5 months now. Yeah, it's like all my people. It's a lot of attraction marketing. It's just like attracted a lot of people to fill out my form and stuff like that because they are seeing that initially when they come to my profile. It was $350, and if you mention my name, I can get a little bit of a discount, so make sure you mention my name if you do sign up for it. But it's $350 for 3 months. But if you continuously like bring people on with you, you'll never have to pay again. Like I have never had to pay again because I'm consistently just like word of mouth getting people to join with
right.
me. And if you get $150 towards your next like month whenever you refer somebody. So
it's $350 a month or $350 for 3 months?
$350 for 3 months, and then it renews every 3 months. But if you refer 3 people in those 3 months, which you will if you're growing a team,
right.
I've never had to pay $1.
Right.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, it's just been coming up. I've been trying a different way. I think they're similar, but it's go social, and I'm not overly impressed at this time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the beauty of this business, just continue evolving. No, they don't do any messages for me. I do everything in my business front end by myself. Everything that needs the Ashley touch, I do. I have an assistant who does like little stuff behind the scenes, but Jumper Media just grows your followers. Oh, good, Cynthia. You'll love it.
Okay, so they don't do any of the like initial message for you, like to your new followers.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay, I think those are all of our questions. Ashley, thank you so much. I just love you to pieces. I can't wait to hug you at Leadership in just a couple of weeks.
Yay.
And see your ring in person. And I love your engagement photos. But anyways, everyone, thank you so much for hopping on live. Jessie Myers is our winner for our PD book. She's still on. She's not present at this time, but I see her empty computer. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Have a fantastic week. Make sure you get your stuff done, and I will find the Google Streak video on how to set it all up. But make sure if you switch your tracking, you have to go all in, okay? I don't care if you switch it, but you have to go all in, okay? I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I suck at signing off of these. See ya next week.